Hey YouTube, welcome back to Unix TCG, and today we are closing the loop on the preliminary biggest winners and losers cycle for set 2 Blazing Aura of Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. So we're going to go over the red cards and talk about their place. We saved what I think currently is the best for last, and so yeah, it's going to be fun to jump into that. Just wanted to say that you guys have been giving excellent support, so I'd like to thank you guys. If we can get this video over 100 likes and keep the comments rolling, keep that discussion going, maybe drop into the Discord if you like, that'll be much appreciated. Past that, I suppose that we have no choice but to just get into the content. If you want to see a deep video on Set 1 Red, hop over to the Patreon. That'll be up momentarily. We've been working on that even though we've been sick. I mean, we're pushing through it. And yeah, let's talk about these red spoilers. So really, let's talk about some of these cards, right? And by some of them, I mean all the red ones out so far. First, we have got the Son Goku card. Now, this guy's a little different. He is an Awaken at 3, so you got to get a little lower. But when he flips over, he doesn't have the 25k base that Broly and Zamasu have. Not exactly by himself. But when attacking, draw one card, activate main once per turn, pay 1, discard 1 card from your hand, and play up to 1 battle card with 20,000 power or less in terminal power and special traits from your hand. So this alone seems very, very weird. You have to get down to 3, and then you have to discard a card to play a card. That's a literal -2 to your hand to make a body on board that's 20k. That doesn't seem like the biggest. However, we have some cards that are really going to start to question whether or not this is the best play or just not. So we're going to go talk about those cards because this is like, these leaders in set 2 don't do standalone things. In set 1, you could kind of see the value of these leaders alone, but in set 2, they kind of spread their power out with their decks. So we're going to talk about the first card on the list that starts to bring this into focus, and that is Android 17. This SR is a 3-cost, 25k, 0 combo power. Permanent, your leader with Universe 7 and special traits gains 5,000 power. Permanent, if your leader is awakened, this card cannot be KO'd by the skills of your opponent's battle cards. So, the thing you need to note here is that this will turn your leader into a 25k. Now, permanent, he cannot be KO'd by your opponent's battle cards. That's good and bad. So what you're going to be looking at here is a long list of cards that can and cannot interact. When it comes to green, green cannot androids this 6-drop androids this off the field. They can't Broly it off the field. They can't sell it off the field. But they can Big Bang attack it off the field. So just understand that if 5Q Big Bang attack becomes a part of the new core, that will be a thing. Because you will need to get rid of some cards before your opponent can get to higher totals of energy where they can start comboing off of them. So this can be a thing. Now, when you look at yellow, yellow doesn't really have too many cards that do this, but you can't Frieza this card off the board even if it's sideways. But if it's sideways, it can be attacked on. So you also have to be careful on that one. When it comes to blue, this card is open season. Blue doesn't have destruction, period. Blue just bounces or tucks at the bottom of the deck. So this card will sit here and just often just not be able to stick on the board. So against blue, this is a very, very, very fraudulent card, it seems. Then you have red, which can minus him down to 0. You can't SR Goku from set 1 him off the board. You can't Beerus him off the board, but you can minus him to 0, and then bam, he's looking pretty fraudulent. So let us go forward and see what other cards we have in store, because I think this card is good, but this card is also just a good card in general. Like, this card can make your, this card can make your starter coup 25, and then on the defense he can make this guy 30 just to help protect him. You can actually make him he can be a 30k swinger with U7 Goku. And Beerus, he doesn't do anything necessarily with Beerus, but Beerus is going to, I think, be a good deck with his minus effect, so we shall see, moving on, my favorite, because I'm just a Gohan stan, we've got a 3-drop 20k 5,000 combo. And I think it's actually good to note you can't cheat out the Android 17 that we just showed with Goku because he's 25 base. But this Gohan, you can cheat out with the effect. And permanent, your turn, when your leader's awakened, this card gains plus 5k power. So he's going to come out as a 20k, immediately go up to 25k. When attacking, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gains plus 15k power for the turn. This is very, very powerful. There's a lot of cool combos that you can use with this card. For instance, if you have the Goku and he's at 4 life, you can tap 3 for this guy. 4 life, 4 energy. You can tap 3 for this guy, attack with him, take a life, awaken, and then in the battle step, not only did you minus something by 15, but he's also in the combo step. He's also going up to 25 because you just awaken. And then on top of that, you can now, if there was like something 30k or less, you could just tap one, discard one, play another one of these guys, attack with it, and then minus 20 or minus 15 again to remove something off the board while getting two 25k swings in. And then you still have your leader if he hadn't already attacked yet. So I think this is going to be good. In Beerus, this is going to be nasty. Like the turn that you play this card, like if you're at 5 life and you play this card and you attack with it, minus something like 15k, awaken in the combo step, and then after that you can just minus 10k to something to remove something 25k or less. Yeah, I think some stuff is brewing. But I really do love this card. Next, you have got Kefla, and this card is nuts. Kefla is a 4-cost 20k, 10k combo power for whatever reason, because they're doing that a lot right now. Permanent, if your leader is awakened, this card gains plus 5k power. On play, draw 1 card, and then play 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or less and turn the power into special traits from your hand. So the coolest part about this is that in Goku, the new Goku from set 2, you're discarding a card and tapping 1 to play this card, replace the card you discarded, and then you're playing another card from your hand. Overall, it's still a -1, but this will help offset it. Whereas in other red decks, you're just replacing this card in hand and then playing another card out. Yes, you have to tap 4 for it, but I think that a 25k that draws a card, then plays another card is worth it. You're paying 4 for 7 at this point. I can't be mad at that. That's just actual value. So I think Kefla is going to be a must play in many, many, many decks. And yeah, that's going to be really, really, really cool. So with that being said, we're done with the SRs, and as per usual, let's talk about the sponsors real quick and then get right back into the rest of the cards. So about those sponsors, first and foremost, we have Mystic TCG. They are based in Missouri. They hold events, they sell singles, they buy collections. Dude is your dude. Eden will be at most of these One Piece events, most of these big events, and if you ever win prize cards, you can immediately turn them over to him for cold hard cash. Eden is a unit, and the store is always doing awesome things. So if you want to pre-order or just order your TCG product, go over to the site, use my code UNIXTCG for some money off. And if you're above the border and living in that Canadian area, you can always go to G3. They are my other sponsor. Cool people. Jawdot runs a tight ship. You can go over and play in plenty of events because they do cover a lot of them. And you can also buy and pre-order a lot of TCG product. Use my code in the description on their site to be able to get a little discount off of your purchases too. And then past that, I am building a lot of things in Universe X, so you can go over to my UniXDB, which is my Dragon Ball channel, and check that out. Or you can go over to Universe X Gaming, where I am currently re-uploading my I'm going live and re-uploading my Kingdom Hearts playthrough. We're about to finish Kingdom Hearts 1 in the next couple days, and then we are going to go over to Chain of Memories, and we're going through the entire series. So if you love Kingdom Hearts, maybe check it out. That being said, let's get back to the content. Alrighty then. So now we are at the next card here. We've got the Tien Shinhan. This is very interesting. So when this Tien is played, you can play up to 3 Tien Shinhan cards with 15k power or less from your hand. That's basically the blocker, as well as the 1-cost 20k. So the funniest part about this is if you're playing U7 Goku and you happen to have like 2 or more in hand, you can tap 3, play this guy, and then play out as many 15ks in your hand as possible, which go up to 20ks because of your leader ability. So U7 Goku will be able to make multiple things. However, you did just go minus like 2 to like 4 in hand to do that play, and so I don't really think it's like the best thing ever, but it is an option. The art looks cool. I just think the card's a little fraudulent because you have to have multiple teams on play, and they are just like 15ks. I just can't get behind this card. I'm sorry. Even if you play him in like the new Goku, you're minusing 1 from your hand to play this guy, so -2, and then you're minusing however many other cards you have that are TN. So I just think it's just not worth it because they're 15ks at that point. It's just oof. Moving on to the next one, we have got Android 18. 2 cost 20k, 5k combo power. Permanent, opponent's turn, this card gains 5k power, making a 25k on the defense. You can cheat this out with the new Goku, although that is kind of wonky, and I don't really think this one has a place. At least in Starter Q, if you somehow for whatever reason play this, like there's another card that made this viable, you could at least make this a 35 or 30k on the defense. But yeah, I don't really see this card. This card feels super filler. Next, you've got Rosie. Rosie is a 2-cost 15k, 10k power card. When attacking, this card gains plus 5k power for each of your opponent's battle cards. And I think this is actually a really funny card because there are like boards where Vegeta, the yellow Vegeta, is going to clog it up. there are boards that are going to get super wide, and there might be a key focal piece that you need to destroy. And this Rosie is just going to be able to go over. If your opponent has 4 cards on board, you may be in a bad place, but this Rosie is going to go up to 35k base before you even start putting stuff on it. So I think this is a very interesting card. I don't think it's really that like groundbreaking though, because in real honesty, if your opponent has 2 bodies on board, which is generally when you're playing like tit for tat back and forth in a deck like red that can remove stuff easily, this card is only really going up to 25k base. And if it goes any higher than that, like if this card gets to an insane number, you're probably dead the next turn anyway. Unless your opponent has no blockers and you're trying to push the final damage, you're probably dead this turn anyway, because yeah, that's a very, 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 very weird stat line to kind of enforce. Moving on to the next one, you've got Hellas. Now Hellas is a 4-cost 25k, 10k combo power card. On play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 30k power or more, and it gains minus 20k power for the turn. Realistically, I like this card in a Beerus deck because Beerus is going to allow you to get rid of 30ks like this. You're going to be able to, if you have a 40k on board, you can minus it by 10k and then play this card and then just minus it by 20k, and then you only need one more card on the field. Like if a Gohan's already in the field, that card's gone. Like Gohan on the field plus this in hand and Beerus just automatically means like a 45k is gone, you know? Activate this card, minus 20k. Activate Beerus, minus 10k. Attack with Gohan, minus 15k. Oh, gone. And that's only that requires one card in the field, and that's Gohan. So I actually really like this card. Being a 10k as well, it just seems like it's going to be really, really, really cool to keep this in hand or play it. 4 costs a little expensive, but at the same time, when it's a 10k, you can get away with it just being an option, you know? So I'm definitely here for this. Then moving over, you got Rumshi, and Rumshi just is a 5-cost, 30k, 10k combo power. Loving these Gods of Destruction, really just getting up in here like that. On play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 30k power or less and KO it. Now this is also special because this is just a crazy little destruction card. 30k is a good base body to just kind of depend on, but as a 10k combo, like I said, you can always keep this in hand and it can always be combo power. But with this card, like, it's just simple. You have a card like Gohan, you attack with Gohan minus a 45k by 15k, and then you just automatically slam this guy down the board, blow up something that's now 30k. So this is like, if Gohan's on the board, which hint hint, wink wink, nudge nudge, it's probably gonna be a mad enabler. You got a lot of cards that combo off of it and combo off of it extremely well. So yeah, I'm here for Rumshi. Really am here for Rumshi. Next and lastly, you've got Glimpse of Hidden Arrogance. That is a 2-cost. Activate battle, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards, and it gains plus 25k power for the battle. Then, if you have a battle card with 30k power or more, add up to one battle card with a cost of 4 or less from your drop to your hand. So this is gonna be weird because a lot of decks don't have the open energy to do this. The new Goku should have the open energy to do this, mainly just because it's got the use one energy effect and discard a card. But if you do find yourself having extra energy, this could be a card that's easily used. Activate battle, choose your leader up to one of your battle cards. So give it plus 25k. That allows you to go tall, just like Blue Power Awakening. You're allowing your leader to go up by a chunk of health. But then all you have to do is have a battle card with 30k power or more, which is easy, or if you use this on a battle card, it's automatically happening, and you can just recycle your Keflas, recycle your Hellases, recycle pretty much anything you want. So I'm finding this to be pretty cool. So let's actually move into the summary. So when everything's said and done, I think that Red right now is looking to be the biggest winner coming out of the cards spoiled so far. Now granted, we do have around 90 cards that haven't been spoiled in the rare, uncommon, and common slots. We have a lot of cards that are missing. However, just looking at what we have spoiled now, Red is gaining more tools to tear through boards. The minus power effects are very hard to circumnavigate because they get around these anti-KO effects, and they really bring things down to 0. It normally could be untouchable. Not only that, with any other destruction effect, if you don't get it down to the parameters, they're just not working. But with Red, you can always just get something down as close to 0 as possible and then start attacking it for the removal. So you're really sitting at a space where Red is just prime. More cards that help it awaken, cards that can boost your leaders up to 25k, Kefla that's playing out another body. I think Red is just gaining the tools to just be stronger and stronger, and there's not any glaring flaws. Like, everything they got was a straight upgrade. And when you look at them, when you look at their ability to run through certain cards. You have literally Gohan being added that can minus 15 and awaken you. You got Kefla that makes control boards harder. You've got so many, just the 3 SRs can fit into any red deck. And when it comes to matchups, the red versus blue matchup is always a little back and forth. But red can tear through yellow. Red is having a better and better time ripping through green's big cards. So I do think that you have them at the top of the biggest winners. You have red being at the top for the biggest winner. You have yellow being the second biggest winner. You have blue being the third biggest winner. And you have green just not really getting anything that changes the status quo, just kind of making more consistency. So that's my take on these. Real quick before we go, I wanted to give a special shout out to the Realm of Xers and the Aristocrats. You've got Big Daddy Flapjack, Beer R, Bryce R, Kevin Eyes, and Mario V, as well as Mr. Top Deck for the Realm of Xers. And then following that, you've got Eric R, Exilion, and Jonathan B for the Universal Aristocrats. And I want to thank you guys for giving me the extra oomph on Patreon to help float the channel. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys all in the next video, stream, or article later.